And so many people, when they want to talk about the problems in Iran and take it off the problems of imperialism, of capitalism right here, will point to the problems that flow from capitalism still existing in Iran today. They want to turn the attention there. Why is the U.S. angry at Iran? Not because there's still capitalism that exists in Iran. Why are they angry at Iran? Because Iran did something really fundamental, and that is they took what the imperialists, particularly the U.S. and the British, owned in Iran, the oil and the refining and the piping and the drilling, that entire industry of oil and gas, and that is what was nationalized. That means it was to be used for all of the Iranian people, and it created a surge in the funds spent on education, on health care. Today, 65% of university students are women. That's an enormous accomplishment. And the university students are 8 times as many as they were under the Shah. A huge growth in education, huge growth in health care, the highest educational and health standards in the region. But it's because, and this is the reason the U.S. wants it back, they want what they've carried out now with complete destruction. 1/3 of the population of Iraq displaced, disabled, or killed in the U.S. war. This is what the occupation has done to Iraq. And so when we stand up to war in Iran, when we stand up to the threat of it, when we say it's the U.S. who is really contemplating creating an enormous crime, that's why we want to turn the whole attention of the movement to that, and not allow the problems that may exist in Iran because of years, decades of sanctions, and that may become much worse because a country faced with a war threat like this will have to take all kinds of measures. The newest round of sanctions are an effort to absolutely collapse the National Bank of Iran and completely collapse the currency, drive it into wild inflation, and at the same time instability, assassinations not only of scientists, as Kazem reminded us a couple of weeks ago. It's 16,000 engineers, doctors, scientists, technicians, and others who have been assassinated by sabotage teams in Iran over these years. Huge loss of skilled professionals. So these are the forms of military means, the assassinations, the internal sabotage, the economic destruction, effort to absolutely destroy Iran's economy. And it all has an impact destabilizing to the entire region. It's why we want to focus attention on the U.S. corporate rulers, what they're doing. And it really so connects with the Occupy Wall Street movement. When we talk about the 1% and who would drive literally the globe, drive all the people of the world to the edge of war and destruction in order to recoup their profits. This is what we have to see, we have to draw people's attention to, the 1%, it's really 1,000ths of 1%, in whose interests they would commit these enormous crimes. So just as I end this, I want to ask Mohammed and Bahara, who've made a beautiful banner for tomorrow, just to unroll that and show it here, if you would. That other one, that other one right there. And also the picture of the scientists. So, along with all the regular signs and banners we've made tomorrow, we really, everything that we can do nationally and here in New York to focus on the U.S. responsibility, criminality, and what they're planning to denounce the war, the sanctions, the interventions, the assassinations. That is a real political task. Everyone who's here tonight getting out the paper, Workers' World, that also reflects that political clarity will be very important in the kind of movement that develops in the period ahead. And it may be decisive, really. Everything that can be done nationally to stay the hand, and internationally to stay the hand of the imperialists, we want to do. And we think that this is reflected by the demonstrations that have been called all across the country, that so many people take this threat seriously and want to do everything they can to stop another war. They know what it costs here, and there is a really growing consciousness of what it costs on the country that is targeted for destruction. Thank you.